I finally did it. I allowed a TV screen in our main living room area. Normally we have it upstairs in the loft. Well, actually it is upstairs in the loft. I kicked the TV out probably, I don't know, 15, maybe more years ago. I just didn't want it in our main, like, sitting around visiting area. But now they've got such cool ones that you put it on the wall. I think it's extraordinarily obnoxiously large, but here we are. Anyway, the reason that I actually agreed to it was because if you see in the background there, I can't get this to work, right there, crutches. My husband amazingly was able to get in fairly early to get knee arthroscopic surgery, which will be to repair a meniscus tear, which is the cartilage on the lower bone of your leg. And it's been torn, likely the worst part of it was during a repair inside the tank of a combine. So, side effects of physical labor, intense his whole life, but happily, he doesn't have much arthritis or anything, so they're gonna be able to do the surgery. So anyway, I don't know why I'm on here talking about this, but I wanted to let you know that I have learned that a compromise is needed because, well, he will be in a knee brace for a little while, and I know he likes to watch YouTube videos, so maybe I'll get him to watch mine this time. Anyway, back to a couple of videos ago about success in doable chunks, and maybe it was last video, but that I posted. And that's kind of how this has become. This has become like, how am I gonna get all this stuff organized to make his life comfortable after surgery? And it takes a lot of steps. It takes a lot of things. And anyway, I was checking them off. And then we are also going to the National Farm Show? I don't know. In Louisville. And so there's all of these things like the end of the year stuff for 4 different businesses, 1 being the township and 3 being my family's businesses, and then our household stuff. Anyway, it becomes the same thing. You need to make a checklist. You need to make a list. I'm trying to do this without like sitting still, just for something different this time on this video. You'll have to let me know if it's extremely dizzying because I'm shaking or something. Anyway, that's for the cats. I put a little blanket on the cat for the chair. Anyway, let's see. Speaking of that, okay. I am this is not the easiest thing to do a unedited Amy video, so I'm sorry, and you'll probably stop watching now, and that's okay. What I was going to say is I had to just make a checklist so that I could do things, so I could have success at marking off all of the tasks that needed to happen before the surgery. But it's also before the tax meeting and also before the deadline on balance sheet stuff, before the deadline on getting things into the state as the township clerk. So I have been actively doing that. I find myself often, though, lamenting, procrastinating, and getting very, very anxious about all of these to-do lists. And so what I've learned is I just have to prioritize. And as I said in the last video, I can only do one thing at a time. I know our culture wants us to just multitask. I'm not very good at that. Nor should I be, nor should you be. So just learning to just go breathe deep and say a prayer when I was really starting to have this over anxious, because we also are like packing to go to this national farm show. I can only do one thing at a time. Okay, right now we're gonna use the packing system. Next, we're gonna do the office system. Oh, then we're gonna clean up the kitchen, and so on. So we can do this thing. We can do one thing at a time, and we can be successful. You can be successful. Have a great, whatever day it is. Thanks for joining me in my ramblings of an unedited Amy.